Hi everybody and welcome to Fab Tax. I'm Rosemary and today we have 5 spooky Halloween Dollar Tree DIYs. We have skulls and bones and black and gold tones, but if you are more of a cheerful Halloween type, hang tight because coming up very shortly I will be publishing a 5 cheerful Halloween Dollar Tree DIYs. But right now it's all about the spooky, and project 1 is a cylinder specimen jar. So for this super easy DIY, I got 2 of these skeletons from the Dollar Tree. One I think is a rat and the other one I believe is a crow. And then I also got a bag of these little skulls from the Dollar Tree. And then also from the party section of the Dollar Tree, I got these little plastic bowls. They come 12 to a pack. Those are going to be the lids to the specimen jars. And then for the specimen jars, I got these 9-inch, they're the larger vases, the larger 9-inch vases from the Dollar Tree. And then all I had to do was just place the little skeleton. It fits perfectly in the 9-inch vase. And then I'm going to, as I said, use this bowl for the lid. And I'm going to just hot glue one of the skulls on to the top. And there we have it. Now the only thing that's needed at this stage is to fill it up with some of the specimen solution. So I'm just going to take some tea. I happen to have a bottle of unsweetened tea, but you can just make a cup of tea. And then that just discolors the water enough. I did try to use food dye, but the food coloring was really bright and it didn't really give me the effect. So the tea worked out just great. And then for the second one, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Add it to the vase, but this time I'm going to make it a little bit more ghoulish, I guess. And I'm going to use one of these skulls on a pedestal from the Dollar Tree. And then I also felt like it should have been a little taller, so I'm just taking a can of dog food, but any can that size would work. And then I'm going to take the can and the cap, and I'm going to spray them both with black spray paint. And then I'm going to finish the process again with the black tea and just add it to discolor the water a little bit and give it that nice kind of spooky look. And then just add that to the, and also make a great big mess there as well. But add that to the cylinder vase. And then now I can just cap it off with my cap and skull. And there we have the 2 specimen jars with their creepy contents. Project 2 is an ornate specimen jar. For this project, I used the candy jars with lids and glass candlesticks from the Dollar Tree. Then, in order to make the lid a little bit more ornate, I picked up a couple of these magic wands from the toy section of the Dollar Tree. And you can see here they have a nice little ornate topper. But look how cute they are. They light up when you bang them. How adorable is that? But I just wanted to use the lid, the toppers. So just to show you here, just take it and then I'm going to glue it to the top, and you can see how that's going to take the whole piece up a couple of notches up into a much more ornate piece. Now, in order to get it off, it didn't just pop right off. I did have to use a utility knife to score it. Many things from the Dollar Tree do just pop off. This is not one of them, so it will need to be cut before it will come off. But then it does just slide right off. I then took the wand topper, candlestick, and candy jar lid and gave them all a coat of this gold spray paint. For this project, I'm also going to use these little water jewels that I got from Michael's. Now these, if you're not familiar with them, they're like these little beads that when you put them in water, they kind of hydrate into these little squishy jelly things. So that's what they look like after they've been hydrated. It's probably about an hour or 2 hours before they get to that state. But the reason for doing that is because the fillers I want to use are spiders and eyeballs for this project. And so they're not going to stay submerged, as you can see on the left-hand side. They're just going to float to the top, unless I have some type of filler like this that's going to keep them submerged and keep them, in the specimen jar. Now the eyeballs will continue to pop back up again because they are filled with air. So in order to get those to stay submerged, they do need to be filled with water. And so the ones that I got from the Dollar Tree here do have like a little hole in them, but that hole has to be widened a little bit. And then you can just kind of stick something in it and just kind of open it up a little, and then maybe just kind of press it open, and just enough for, run it under a faucet and get some water in there. And then another option would be these eyeball lights from the Dollar Tree. They're great because they already have a hole in them, and so they're easy to fill with water. To hydrate the water jewels for each jar, I just use 1¼ cups of water and 1 teaspoon of the water jewels, and then some of the tea again to discolor it. And then you can see they're just little specks in there now, but they will fill that container in an hour or two. Once the gold paint was dry, I took the lid of the candy jar and just painted the very top knob of it black. Then, to create an aged, distressed look to the gold paint, I added a little water to some black paint to thin it out a bit. And then it would have like this type of consistency. And then first I took my candlestick and I used a flat brush like the one shown here, and took off the excess paint, and then just went around the edges and the corners. These candlesticks are great because they have lots of little corners on them, and you just rub the side of the brush the way I'm doing there, and I just rub it along all those little corners and all those little edges, and it just creates a great distressed and aged look. And then once all the edges and corners were done, I went back with a little bit of a dry brush and went on the surfaces to give it an even further distressed and aged look. For my little ornate topper, I took some of the thinned paint and just gave it a heavy coat, getting it into all those little crevices. It's kind of like reversed cleaning. When you're clean, you're trying to get the dirt out of the crevices. Well, here you're trying to put the dirt into the crevices. And then I just go over and lightly brush the tops of the flat surface so that the paint stays in those little crevices but is removed from the top of the design. And then once all the crevices are good and gunky, I go back with the flat side of the brush again and just get all those edges and corners like I did with the candlestick. And then for the jar lid, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put a heavy coat on the lid, trying to get it into the little creases there. And then just go back with a damp cloth again and just take off the paint from the surfaces, leaving a little too, just to give it an additional distressed look. And then to attach the topper to the lid, I just used some E6000, put it at the base of the topper, and then just held it there on the lid. And then to do the glass jar to the candlestick, I just did some E6000 and some hot glue, and there we have it. Now I did have a second specimen jar, and again I wanted to make this one a little taller, so I did spray paint another one of those dog cans just to give it a little height, and there we have the two all ready to spook out your guests. The third project is a skull floral arrangement. For this project, I started with another one of those 9-inch cylinder vases and then gave it a coat of the gold spray paint. Then I took a pair of these lace leggings that I got on clearance at Walmart for $1. And they're pretty neat. They just are a footless legging. So then I just took the painted vase and slid it right into the legging. Then I just cut off the bottom there after, the top was kind of tucked into the vase. And then I just cut off the bottom and then hot glued that to the bottom of the vase. And then that creates a pretty neat effect to the vase, and you can use that on other projects as well. To fill the vase, I just used a couple of these stems from the Dollar Tree. these ones with the eyeballs and also those kind of gold color, and then one of the skulls that I just put a skewer in. And then I just took my vase and I got my eyeball purple flowers and just kept them in the same, didn't snip them or anything, just stuck them right in the vase just like that. And then added the couple of stems of that, not sure what that is, but it's from the Dollar Tree. It's like in this gold color and, wispy types of flowers and or wispy types of stems. And then I just kind of stuck those in the back and fanned them out a little bit. And then I just took my skull and stuck it right there in the middle. And there's our little ghoulish cutie, complete with a little spider on top. The next project is a skeleton serving tray. To make the skeleton serving tray, I took one of these skeleton garlands with 4 skeletons from the Dollar Tree, and also one of these margarita glasses and one of these plastic serving trays also from the Dollar Tree. And then I sprayed the margarita glass and the tray with some black spray paint. I then took the skeletons and just snipped off the little plastic tops that held the string. And then I'm going to glue these to the base of the margarita glass. I'm going to glue 3 to the base. And so I'm just going to add a little E6000 to the back of the skull, and then a little hot glue to the base of the spine and in the hip area. And then I'm going to put the little skeleton in a seated position. Their little legs are hinged, so it just, bends very easily. And then I just hold it down just so that that hot glue adheres, and then the E6000 will be in place for, a more secure hold as well. And then I'm going to complete that, adding 2 more skeletons to the base of the margarita glass. As an added little topper, I just took one of these shot glasses from the Dollar Tree and also gave that a coat of the gold spray paint. And then I just added some of the hot glue to the butt there of the little skeleton and just placed him on top. And I'm not going to actually glue that piece on top of the tray, because if I want to use it for, like, let's say a cake, I could use it for a cake. And then if I'm going to use it for little hors d'oeuvres or something like that, I might want to add the skeleton for added effect. And then I just added the tray to the top of the, or which is now the bottom of the margarita glass. It's now the top, but it was the bottom. And then just glue those 2 pieces together with some E6000 and some hot glue. This tray makes an excellent serving platter for my spiders in a pretzel web, which I'll be featuring in my upcoming Halloween Snacks Hacks video. You might want to check that out when it's published. And then the 5th and final project is the skeleton serving bowl. To make this project, I use one of these large bowls from the Dollar Tree in the party section, and then also 4 of the skeleton hands. To attach the hands to the bowl, I use some E6000 glue, and I put it there in the palm, and then also at the base of the fingers, at the top of the palm, base of the fingers, as shown. Put that on each one of those. And then I added some as well going down along the side of the palm there. And then to make sure that the bowl is lined up properly with each of the hands, I took the index finger and the middle finger, and then I took some hot glue and I added it there to the second crease along the inside of the index and middle finger. And that is where I'm going to line up the edge of the bowl with each of the hands. I'm also going to add some hot glue there along the side of the palm. And then I'm going to just take the edge of the bowl and line it up there with that second crease where I've put the hot glue. And then that's with the second crease of the index and the middle finger. And then also hold it in place there and at the palm where I also have attached the hot glue. And then just hold that in place for about 20-30 seconds, just so that that hot glue is secure, and then it'll keep it in place so that the E6000 will eventually set up. Once all 4 hands were attached, I took a vase and turned my bowl upside down so that the bowl could sit on top of the vase, and I let it sit there overnight just so that the E6000 had a chance to get a really good seal. And there's the skeleton hand bowl ready for your chips or other treats you want to put in it. Well, I hope you have enjoyed these 5 spooky Halloween Dollar Tree DIY projects. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give us a thumbs up, and please share with any family and friends you think might also like the video. If you'd like to let us know which one was your favorite, please leave us a comment. Also, if you are not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join the family. Lastly, don't forget to be on the lookout for our Cheerful Halloween Dollar Tree DIYs, which will be published shortly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.